if there are 300 students, one of them was probably in the top 30. The others were, you say Aam Aadmi kind of thing, but the interesting thing is, not only this team won so many laurels, the Times of India carried as a feature of them as the best hackathon team in India, and I was featured as their mentor. And now if you see, they got the best outcomes, outcomes in terms of higher studies, in terms of placements, and so on. None of them were 8-9 pointers. They were all 8. One of them was maybe 8.9 or 8.10, nearly 9 pointers. There are people with 9.8 and 9.9 CGPA. And I want to tell you what happened to them. One of them was selected for a exchange program. Only 20 students from India are selected for an exchange program to the University of Southern California. That is where George Lucas has his film center, Star Wars and of fame. He subsequently went there for a fellowship. He got admission to Stanford University, but I think he decided to continue in University of Southern California in downtown Los Angeles, because the fees was he got a very good scholarship also. Another one of them went to Microsoft straight from college. Last year he came to me for a recommendation letter, and I gave it to him, and he has secured admission in Georgia Tech. And he told me, sir, my father does not have to spend 1 rupee on my education, because I earned enough money in my 4 years, 3.5 years in Microsoft. The third person is in a startup getting a very good salary somewhere in the Gulf. And the fourth person, a girl, she is now in Frankfurt in one of the top company in Europe, and she's a data scientist, again doing exceedingly well. What I'm trying to tell you is that a moral of the story is that none of these students were toppers, they were not gold medalists, but they had they had it in them to be able to contribute, compete in these kind of hackathons, and finally you see they got the best results, the best outcomes in all this thing, because companies are also aware. These are not the people, they know a hackathon is doing things. You're putting all your ideas, your concepts, your technology, your skill into action. So the company also knows that you are the people who know. These are the people who know the technology. These are the people who know to deploy the skills on the ground to build a product, and so on. So that was the story. And subsequently many other teams came, and that journey kind of continues, even though during the pandemic we couldn't travel a lot, but the journey continues. Even last year, a team of mine, when we went to Malaysia for the IEEE Asia Pacific region Humanitarian Technology Challenge, and we came second in that competition. Another team 3-4 years back came first in that competition. We traveled around the globe, for this, to Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. We had an event even in Europe, but because of the pandemic, we could not go. But what I'm trying to say is that it's been a wonderful journey, and all I'm going to do is just share my, my experiences, my best practices as a mentor. And there is no rocket science. There is no, very commonsensical stuff that I'll be sharing with you. The first thing I want to tell you is you need to first understand what a hackathon is. Many people do not have a proper conception of what a hackathon is. Many people think hackathon is about hacking. Well, it is far from the truth. Hackathon has nothing to do with hacking. Hacking is a illegal, unethical activity where you are trying to expose the vulnerabilities of a system, a computer, a hardware, a software, a network, or some application. And in the process of exposing the vulnerabilities of that system or hardware or software, you are stealing something. You are doing some mischief. It could be stealing passwords and stealing money from a bank account. It could be creating some, flaming in the sense that getting into some sort of computer thing and spreading rumors, spreading is a very unethical and totally unethical and illegal act. Hackathon has nothing to do with hacking. Hackathon is a building a digital product. Hackathon means building a digital product. You are applying all your ideas, all your concepts, your education, your skills, your competencies, your programming, your all your knowledge and skill. You are deploying it. You are applying something. You are building a digital product. Whatever theory you have learned, you are applying it into practice. You are implementing it into practice and making the digital product. You are unleashing your creativity. You are unleashing your teamwork. Hackathon, everything is in the team, and you're unleashing your innovation to build this digital product. So it is making your hands dirty. Your hands are completely dirty. You're doing something fun. You're something innovative. You're getting out of your comfort zone to build this digital product. But there is a catch. The catch is that Hackathon is building a digital product, but you are doing it in a very small amount of time, a limited amount of time. You are building this digital product in, say, 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, and 72 hours. You are going through the entire product life cycle. You're starting from, you're having an idea. It might be a wild idea. That idea, you try to refine it into a concept. You try to define a proof of concept that it is plausible, it is possible to do something. Then you make a prototype. You work on that prototype. You go on refining that prototype, perfecting that prototype, making it into a working prototype, implementing it, executing it, and finally converting this prototype into an MVP, or a minimum viable product. For building this minimum viable product or MVP, you need to go through several layers of testing, several types of testing. And finally, you pitch it to the stakeholders, to the investors. That's how you build a product. Here, you are doing that in a very small amount of time, 24 hours or 36 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours. But here you are pitching not to an investor, but to a judge. So the beauty of a hackathon is life cycle, and you're going in a very short amount of time. And that is the beauty of a hackathon. You are unleashing all the technology, all the innovation, and this. And generally, hackathons have a purpose. I will come to that. You are actually executing all your skills, all your concepts, all your knowledge, and building something new. So when you are doing this process, it's a very creative process. It's a very what should I say? It's a very creative process. At times, it is extremely rigorous process. It's sometimes a difficult process. You have to work in a team. When you work in a team, there are bound to be issues and so on. Now, the first step I will say is forming a good team. Team formation is not about friendship. It is not about friendship. It is about being able to get the best fit to win the hackathon. As a mentor, I may have a common pool of students. I may have a dream team. I may have a team that has won so many hackathons. But if I feel that, I need a different skill set, I have absolutely no qualms as a mentor to, mix and match my pool of students. Because this is not about emotion. It is not about emotion. I don't deny that, sometimes there are some very successful combinations, successful team mixes are there which do work. I don't deny that. But at the same time, the first step is you have to form a good team. All hackathons are not individual brilliance. It is a teamwork. Teamwork is the most important winning a hackathon. And what is the very definition of a team? The definition of a team is multiple tasks. That is the very definition of a team. There are different talents, different competencies, different skill sets, but they need to complement each other. And that is what you have to see in a team. You have a hackathon on smart city. If you have a smart city hackathon, you are building an application to regulate the traffic flow. You need somebody who's an urban planner who understands how the design of a smart city. You need a person who is good in sensors to understand what kind of sensors are needed in the urban city. You need to know somebody who can do the coding to develop the solutions, and you need somebody with that kind of expertise. Different multiple expertises, complementary skill set is the key towards making a hackathon team. It's not emotion. It is not listening. Yes, brilliance, individual brilliance is good, no doubt. But then at the same time, it is how you put these people together into a very potent mix. Now, here, every team goes through a phase of learning the curve. And when I say that phase, every team goes through these 4 steps. The first step of every team is forming a team. Once you form a team, there is a lot of storming. Forming, storming, norming, performing. I will explain. Every team has to go through these 4 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing. You form a team, you don't know each other, you start adjusting with each other, you vibe with each other. In the process, there's a lot of conflicts. You may have judgments about the person, you may have some conceptions, misconceptions, good conceptions. Maybe you thought good, but it was not turned out like that. All these things happen, and there is a lot of conflict, there is a lot of issues, there is a lot of conflict. That is why the storming phase happens. After that, you come to a norming phase. Norming means you have started vibing with each other. You understand each other. You understand each other's strengths, each other's weaknesses, each other's competencies, each other's talents, and then you start performing. Every single team has to go through these steps. These steps, every single team has to go through it. And some of the tips that are this process has to be as less as possible. You shouldn't spend too much time on this process of forming, storming, norming, and performing. The earlier, the better, number 1. Number 2, it always helps to have a catchy team name. These things help. When you go to hackathons, always when you're judging a hackathon, the evaluators and the assessors think, the names that intrigue you always get that extra look, or the extra eyeball is definitely there. Another tip is that always a team is about group performance or team performance. Individual brilliance is important, no doubt, but always it is the team performance that matters. Even if somebody is a very good performer, it is always the team that takes the presence. So this is as a mentor that I kind of do it. I always take a lot of effort in making a good team name. And I am very clear, we win, it is everybody's thing. There is no individual man of the match or woman of the match. Everybody is equal, everybody is this thing. Everybody is in it for the long run, and that kind of thing. This is the first step towards acing the hackathon. Again, I'm repeating, this is just a commonsensical presentation. There is no technology or rocket science in this, but I'm sure these tips will help you. The second thing is identifying the right contest, the correct contest. I already told you, team is a group of people with complementary skill set. Similarly, When you have a complementary skill set, you have some people, you should also look for a competition that challenges this skill set. You are students. I'm sure all of you are students in a college. You have your own academic sessions. You have laboratory labs. You have multiple projects, mini projects, evaluations, assessments. You have co-curricular activities. You cannot be spending the entire semester on hackathons. It is not possible. No college, no university will allow you, right? But generally speaking, universities are very positive. They will give you some amount of OD. Sometimes even if you exceed the OD limit, they will allow you, but they won't. You cannot go spend the entire semester on hackathons. At the best, every year, every semester, you can look for 2 or 3 maximum. Maybe 3 is a overstatement. 1 or 2 hackathons you can take up. And how do you do that? There are so many hackathons happening every day. Now hackathons have become one of the mainstream. Ministries are conducting hackathons. Departments in the government are conducting hackathons. Municipalities and corporations are conducting hackathons. Companies are conducting hackathons because they know that they can leverage the talent that is there for their problems and solutions. So it is not possible to go everywhere. You can only identify a few contests that map your skill set. And for that, there are very good platforms available. I think dare2compete.com is probably, in my experience, that is the best platform I have seen. Maybe I'm wrong. Dare2compete.com, hackerearth.com, hackerrank.com. Now, if you are looking for competitive coding, competition, sports programming, there are platforms like CodeChef. Platforms like CodeChef is there. HackerRank is also there for what is it? Competitive coding or sports programming or competitive programming product. My experience is hacker.net is also there, but I think the best, my experience is dare2compete.com is the best platform for this. And here what you get is you get so many contests. Look for the proper contest, select that, get all proper on duties, approvals for attending, and so on and so forth. So this is the first step. Maximum, my gut feeling is 2 hackathons on an average per semester. In some cases, maybe 3 if you are very good, if you are very prolific and so on. No college or university will give on duty or OD beyond that. But you have to also respect. See, you have here to get a degree, right? These are things that are complementary. But of course, many universities go out of the way to help students. I know. At least in our university, we go out of the way to help students who want to go for hackathons. We promote it more than the limit. We give much more ODs than what is required. Those things are always there, but it depends from college to college, from university to university. So this is the second step. The first step, as I told you, is forming a good team. Second is identifying the right contest. And the third thing is the problem statement, abstract and ideas submission. Most hackathons, majority of the hackathons do not give a specific problem statement. Smart India Hackathon is an exception. Smart India various companies, industries, and other government agencies. But most hackathons do not give the problem statement. They only give a broad theme and with some sub-themes. For example, if there is a smart city hackathon, they will give the smart city is the theme. They will give some sub-themes: smart education, smart healthcare, smart roads, smart building, smart transport or build a problem statement, right? Problem statement should be precise, concise, clear, not too many words, very understandable and very easy to understand. Normally, hackathons, now as I mentioned, today hackathons have become so popular. They are no hackathon is able to host every single student on their campus, whether it is a company or a university or a ministry. They cannot have, if you, any hackathon, there will be thousands of entries. It's not possible to have 1,000 people come anywhere, where you have to arrange food, accommodation, and other logistics. It's not possible. So most companies and most hackathons, they have a abstract submission, idea submission round, where you give a problem statement, you give a justification to the problem statement, you give a of what you are going to do, you justify why this problem statement, and then you give a you give use cases, impact. If you have built a prototype, you give a video and you submit. This is how most hackathons do the first level filtering. And again repeat, all hackathons cannot have everybody, so they have they ask you to submit a abstract, either a problem statement with how you are going to tackle that problem statement, what is the technology stack, what is a simple architecture diagram, what is the motivation for doing this, and what use cases, or if you have built a prototype, nothing like that. But this is how they do. So for hackathons that have a problem statement, this is what you have to do. For those hackathons that do not give a problem statement but give you a basic theme, you need to make a proper, precise, concise, specific problem statement. That problem statement has to be very crisp. Like I give the example of Twitter. Whatever you do in Twitter, Twitter is a very powerful medium. Now it is called X. Whatever you do in X, you have to do it in 280 characters. Only 280 characters you can do. You can't write story. You can share a video, but if you want to give a message, you have to write it in 280, a few words more than that. That is how you should approach when you are giving a problem statement. Very crisp problem statement. An example I have given here. To provide a solution towards minimizing the frequent navigation checks using mobile during bike or car ride. Very simple. Provide a solution towards minimizing the frequent navigation checks using mobile during bike and car ride. Very simple, concise, precise, short, crisp. Crisp is the best word I will use here. Problem statement. Not only that, you have to justify. Why is this problem statement important? Justify. You need to give why what is the motivation, the justification. You can say this many accidents have happened without navigation checks. Source Times of India newspaper, 25th July 2024. If navigation checks are given, number of accidents can be reduced by justify the problem statement with adequate citations. It could be newspaper articles, it could be journals, it could be websites, it could be interviews, it doesn't matter, but you have to do that. Then make it very beautiful, the problem statement. Nobody will ask you for story. Purana, nobody wants Purana. Vishnu Purana, nobody needs. Very specific. Even Smart India Hackathon says 4 slides or 5 slides. That's it. You have to think in those times. Very crisply, you have to give everything. Use as much as images, statistics, and infographics. Images and infographics. And in that, you give what is the problem statement, what is the justification, why I have taken this problem statement, what is the justification, what is the motivation, and I have got this from this citation, from this newspaper, from this is the reason. This is the technology stack that I am going to do. These are the technologies that I am going to use in terms of hardware, software, or sensors, or whatever, actuator or whatever. These are the hardware, these are the software, these are the devices, these are the components. These are the use cases. These are the abstract or a idea. Where hackathons have not given a problem statement, you have to do all these things. Justify the problem statement, you give a proposed solution. what is the technology stack of that solution, what is the architecture diagram, what is the impact, what is the use case. This is all 5 slides, man, not more than 5. Nobody has the time to read beyond that. This is how you have to give. So all hackathons use this to filter so many responses. Any hackathon you see, you will get hundreds and thousands of responses from these abstract submission or idea submission or problem statement submission with proposed solution. They will filter and choose a small number of teams to actually participate in the hackathon. Rarely you have people who go hundreds and hundreds of teams. It's not like that. Nowadays, very limited. Always there is a first round where you submit, and very few people are invited to attend the actual hackathon. And many companies, many industries, they sponsor all this. Many colleges are also sponsoring because it gives them a lot of visibility and name when they sponsor the students to go for these kind of competitions. It's a big thing. So now you have submitted your solution, your problem statement with proposed solution, with justification, with technology stack, with impact, with use cases. This you have given. Assume that you will be chosen. Okay, you assume. And from the date of submission of the problem statement, start working on a simple prototype. Basic keep if you need more components, start working on your prototype the next day. If you need more components, start procuring the components, getting the ideas, getting the approvals. If you are traveling abroad, you have to check, because there are export restrictions, there are restrictions, customs requirements, you can't bring certain components. Check all those things and assume that you are going to select it. Suppose you are not selected, then what? You can use the same prototype for an answer that I'll give you. So assume that you are going to be selected, they are going to be invited, you get all the components, understand the requirements in terms of logistics, travel, and all, and so on and so forth. Assume you understand what is the clear schedule of the hackathon. All professionally run hackathons will give a clear schedule weeks before. Understand what are they. Maybe the names will be inauguration, half an hour. First judging after 6 hours. Maybe the names will change, or the names will be given populated later. But get a clear schedule. Please understand 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. You cannot be humanly doing work for 72 hours. You have to take bio breaks. As a human being, you need to take bio breaks. When you have a hackathon, understand the schedule. There is an inauguration, there is a yoga session, there is a dinner. You cannot miss all these things and win the hackathon. Believe me, it's not going to work. Understand the schedule ahead of time, plan accordingly. When you reach the venue of the hackathon, please do not miss any of the scheduled events of the hackathon. People think that, oh, I'm a geek, I'm not, what inauguration, waste of time. Somebody will go on talking some great things, I'm not interested. This is the typical attitude I see. But believe me, they don't help you. They won't help you. You have to ensure you attend all the different components of the hackathon. That is also part of the process. And I'm telling you, people who miss everything and all, they probably the people will notice these things. You know, you're not 100,000 people are not there. Maybe 50 teams are there. They know very clearly which team is coming, which team is not coming. And based on that, that input will probably go to the judge also. These guys don't turn up. Hackathon adhere strictly to the schedule. There are a lot of pain in organizing a hackathon. They have invited somebody. for some reason to help you or help the institution. Whatever way is that, it is very wrong not to comply. Missing and all is very, very bad. They have a mixing session, a social session. Do not miss those things. Please attend all those things. And once you get into that groove of the hackathon, you start participating. You attended the inauguration, you had your food, you freshened up, you start coding, you start your work in the hackathon. Normally, every 6 to 8 hours, there is a mentoring session / judging session. All hackathons have this mentoring session / judging session. Mostly the mentors and judges may be the same. Sometimes they may be different. The mentors will come in between. So you came to this hackathon. It's a 2-day hackathon. You freshened up, you had your breakfast, you attended the inauguration, you go to the hackathon venue, the arena, you start your work. After 6 hours or 8 hours or 4 hours, there will be mentoring sessions. When I say mentoring session, most likely these mentors are also the judges. They will come informally and move around, help you, give you things. Sometimes there will be a formal mentoring session. Means they will come after 3 hours and they will see what you are doing, give you suggestions. Please note everything. Please make a note. Do as per their, also the judges. So they will announce in the hackathon after 8 hours in one day, there will be 3 judging sessions every 8 hours. As you say, so totally there are 6 in 2-day hackathon, there will be 6 judging sessions. People think that most teams think that they can do something, they can enjoy, or they can go crazy. I mean, do certain things, not doing the clock. Mentoring and judging happens round the clock. Informally, you will see the judges coming, moving around, asking questions. They may be watching you in video. They may be going around. So don't think that 8-hour slot is when you have to be ready. You have to be ready throughout the hackathon. Most of the time, these informal sessions where they come are when they make decisions. After 8 hours, they come in a team and they make something that all, but they've already taken notes. They've already mentored you. They've already got some input. And that first impression is the most important impression. And here, you do not do information overload. Sir, this is our problem statement. We are doing this. This is the technology stack. These are the use cases. This is what we are developing. We will take 3 hours these are the modules. This module will get over in 3 hours. The other module will take 10 hours. After 10 hours, 15 hours, we'll be showing you the first demo. Be very honest about it and be very clear. And if you have hardware and software, you have to show the interface. Ideally, you have a video or a demo, short presentation for 2 to 3 minutes and short demo. If you have a video in the computer itself, you can judging happens round the clock. All the time the judges are evaluating. Most of the time they stay on site. Even if they go somewhere, they come back on site. So the informal sessions are the most important sessions for the judging. So judging happens round the clock. Perhaps every 8 hours they may formally come and meet you, but informally they are all the time at you, looking at you. Now here there is a very important thing. You come first time, judges coming, 3 judges are coming. You have a PPT, very good. You show everything, you show a demo, you give a timeline. Timeline is very important. So yeah, sir, I have 3 modules. This module will finish by tomorrow. This will finish now. This will finish. Now, after 8 hours, the same judge comes. Don't show the same PPT. When the judge has come first time, he will give you lot of suggestions. If there is a mentoring hour before, first time they came, you gave a presentation, they gave you suggestions. Next time the judges come after 8 hours formally, you should not repeat the same presentation. Don't say the same PPT again and again. Sir, after the time you came, we have done this. This is the incremental development. As I mentioned to you, we are developing this module 1. That time when you came 8 hours before, we were at 10%. Now we are almost near 90%. We will be able to do a demo in two hours. Most of the time, this judge will say, I will come in between and see the demo. He may not wait for the next 8 hours. Now, ideally, you have a presentation. Judge number 1, suggestion number 1. This is what I have done. This is where I have completed. Judge number 1, suggestion number 2. This is where I stand. Judge number 2, suggestion number 1. This is where I am. Judge number 2, suggestion number 2. Not possible. Sir, you have given a very good suggestion, but we cannot do it in the next 2 days or 1.5 days. It is not plausible. It is not practical to do it. This is how you should address and tackle the judges. These are very small things, but this is my experience in the last 8 years. Almost all the time I have seen these informal sessions are where the decision has been made. And I make it a point, we are always alert. If there is a presentation to be done, I take my team outside, I do a rehearsal. I always tell my teams, your presentation should be 2 minutes. Anything more than 2 minutes, people get bored. I do rehearsals. I sit with them word by word, timing it. This is how I work as a mentor. Because otherwise, you give long presentation. Nobody has time today. Everybody is busy. Everybody is super busy. They also, as a judge, he may have multiple responsibility. He also wants to finish it. He gets an idea from a very short presentation. That's it. You have already nailed the thing. And what do the judges look for? The judges look for, these are the general characteristics or general parameters for evaluation that they look at. Novelty, how new or innovative it is, how complete it is, how complete your innovation is, how useful it is, how we can help people. Is there a possibility of converting this into a product and finally into a startup? You have made a rough prototype, you have made it a working prototype. Can you convert it into a product? As a team, how you are vibing, how you are presenting. It's not necessary that all 4 of you or 5 of you or 6 of you needs to present. That's a stupidity. One person only needs to present, but the others can answer questions. Then most important 2 things is, you may be building a great solution, but it is of no use to the hackathon team. It is if a company is conducting a hackathon, there is a business interest. Business interest means they want you to build something, some module or some product or some technology that will help their company. So you may be doing a great thing, but that company doesn't need it. You will not win the hackathon. Second thing is societal context. You are building something that will change the world, that will help the people. You are building an application for an early detection of Alzheimer. That is a great thing. People are struggling with Alzheimer. So these are the things that the judges look at. Novelty, uniqueness, how complete your prototype or your working model is, how useful it is, how impactful it is. Can it be converted into a product as a team? And most important 2 things, is it relevant to the hackathon? And finally, is there a business interest? There may be a very simple application that may win the hackathon. You build a great application, you did not win. Why? Because that simple application will help the company in doing their business interest. Or you make an application that is going to change the world. There is a societal context. There is a unique societal context that is going to help a lot of people. This is how they select you. And here they take you to what is known as a power judging or a final round. Power judging is a different ballgame. So 100,000 teams or maybe 10,000 teams participated in the thing. 10,000 of them sent problem statements. Only the top 100 have come for the physical hackathon. Out of them, maybe only 10 will be called for what is known as the power judging. Power judging is a very short thing. May or may not be the same judges. In most cases, it's a different set of judges, because power judging is not about the technology. It is about how the technology can go to market. Mostly that is the concept behind power judging. Technology, they have already seen a team of evaluators. Sometimes the same evaluators will also do power judging, but generally speaking, the same evaluators have already looked at your product or your innovation 6 times or 5 times or 4 times. They have evaluated the technology, the feasibility, and based on that only they have selected the top from 100. They have selected the top 10 for the power judging round. So power judging, again, we need not go into the same technical details. Most of the time they look at the go to market. The go to market is how you can convert this into a startup. And opinions, I think it should be 3 to 5 minute presentation. Maximum, I advocate maximum 10 minutes they will give you, but I don't ask them to do 7 minute presentation. I say you make a presentation for 3 to 5 minutes, and the remaining 5 minutes we will have questions. Only one person needs to present, but when a question comes, each of you should know who should answer which question. If something related to this, you will answer. All these are rehearsed by you, and you should understand this is a pitch, because they want to understand it's a go to market. So in the pitch, you need to be very clear. It is a focus. It's a pitch. It's not a technical presentation. And this is just a rule of thumb. You can change it. I mean, I've just given a 7 minute. If you are doing something, what are first 2 minutes introduction, motivation, justification. Next 2 minutes the architecture, the technology stack, and the solution, and the next 2 minutes demo. But most important, this is just a suggestion. I will always recommend that you have a presentation for 5 minutes. You do all this and then talk about how you take this to the next level. How you will take this product, this prototype into a MVP or a minimum viable product, and then convert to a startup, because that is a need of the hour. Very few of these ideas get converted to prototypes. Very few prototypes get converted into products, and very few become startups, and not all of them become successful. So this is a pitch. It is absolutely not a technical presentation. It is a pitch. And in that pitch, the presenter, one person needs to present very clear, concise, good language, good humor, good presence of mind, communication skill. Ensure everybody is participating. Don't go on hogging. The same fellow who goes on presenting will also answer the questions. If it's a negative thing, let the others also answer. Don't jump the gun. If there is a question, listen clearly, then answer. Don't jump the gun. Don't bluff. They are very, very smart. They don't lie. Integrity, honesty, all these are very, very important things. They are very, very smart people. They will clearly understand if you are bluffing. If they are very rude, if they are very tough, it's okay. You are here for a purpose. Some of them will say, oh, this is bullshit, nothing is going to work. Okay, sir, you give suggestion, we'll improve it next time. That should be your attitude. And finally, thank the organizers, give all the best to the other participants, to the hosts, and sign off with this thing. This is how you can win a hackathon. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm sure, I hope I've been able to give you some insights, tips, commonsensical tips. There is no technical stuff here about this. Thank you. Over to the organizers. I'm happy to answer any questions. Yeah, we know you're going to be anchoring. Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
That was indeed an inspiring and motivational session, sir. We are truly grateful for the valuable knowledge and practical tips you have shared today. So I'll start off the question. So
Yeah.
my main question is it possible for projects built during hackathons to actually become like real life startups?
Yeah, see, no doubt, it's quite possible. There has been very good success also. Now today, India is a startup country, startup nation. Close to 140,000 startups are registered in India. Many of them have come from hackathons. But having said that, the recipe for success as a startup is a totally different ball game. You need a bit of luck. You need a bit of dedication. You need a bit of the right ecosystem ball game. You may have a very successful technology product. You got this thing, but then the success factors for the startup are totally different. You need a sound revenue model. You need a business plan. You need backers, venture capitalists, and most importantly, God's grace, or you can say luck. That is also very important. Yeah.
So I had another question.
Yeah.
I am more new to like hackathons. Like, could you please like guide me? Like, how should I prepare for my first one?
See, first thing I told you, get the team ready. Look for simple competitions. Don't look for very top competitions. Get a team ready. As a team, you should, make the first team. Then look at competitions. Don't go for very. You're a beginner, so don't go for very. What should I say? Ambitious things. Go for a small competition. Start with your college. Start with your ACM chapter. 3 times. There may not be any success, but once you move ahead and ahead, first time you didn't even qualify, second time also you did not qualify, third time you will get into the final, fourth time or fifth time you will win the hackathon. That is the important thing. And many a time I know there was a team, I don't know, some unluck that the first 3 or 4 hackathons they were not winning anything. I don't know why. They were very good, but then the competition increased. Everybody was going for hackathon, but finally they went to Indonesia and won a wonderful competition, international competition, and that was projected in our university's website and brochure for so it is also very much needed. That is a very important thing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, some questions are there. Can you please read them? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So, surely. Anu has asked, how can we manage time efficiently during hackathons?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Anu. See, there is a very limited time. I already told you, if the hackathon is for 24 hours, you are having bio breaks. You have to go bathroom. You have to go to toilet. You have to go for snacks. You have to go for refreshments. You have to go budget the time very much. Budget the time very much. 24 hours for biological and food and all those things. This much time is gone. Inauguration, this much time is gone. So you do that. Take that time, minus it. This many hours you need to have sleep. So minus it, and then that time has to be budgeted. Then let me also tell you, you cannot go there and do this. You go to a hackathon on site and you cannot do this budgeting. You have to do this budgeting before you even start for the hackathon from your hometown. You have to get the schedule of the hackathon, get the full details of the hackathons, and then budget. This much time is gone for inauguration. Then you should see, okay, I know I will do this many things. You will do this many things. Like that, this is how you have to manage the time. So you budget it before you reach the venue, all these things, and plan. So and if sometimes I'll also tell you a practical difficulty. Sometimes this organizers of the hackathon will say, oh no, we have not decided who the guest is. You tell them, I don't want the name of the guest and all. You just tell me what is the schedule. I need to know you can email them and ask them. That's what I do as a mentor. I'll send a mail. If I don't get them, I'll call the college or the organizer or the ministry and ask them. This is how you get to do it. Yeah.
Next question, sir, by Vedant.
Yeah.
How can we integrate AI in hackathon?
So AI is no doubt a game changer, but generally hackathons, not only hackathons, any intellectual property development will have some sort of regulation on AI usage. For example, as your faculty, if they are publishing a research paper, nowadays research papers journals will say maximum the research paper can have 5% AI generated content. So all hackathons may also have this kind of what should I say, restriction will be there. This much you can have with some AI generated content like ChatGPT or you can't use beyond that. And I personally think if I am a judge, I'm just telling you, if I am a judge, I will give marks to the team that does not use ChatGPT. I will be, I will look for more originality. ChatGPT means you get a very nice flowery language and all. I will look for more originality. I'll see a response and I'll see a non-ChatGPT response. I will give more marks to the non-ChatGPT response. That is how the
Question,
mind
sir,
of the
by
judge will also
Aditi.
be.
How can we ensure that our project has a clear business or social impact when presenting it to judges?
So we can only give potential possibilities, like you're hoping this solution will make a change, make a difference. You cannot, nobody can predict what is happening tomorrow, but you can give pointers that there is a need. See, if I told you Alzheimer, or let us forget cancer. I am if you are building an application for this one, yeah. If you are building an application for early detection of cancer, there are statistics that say if cancer was detected age 1, this many percentage could have died and could have been saved. So that is the thing that you can only present to the judge, that this potential application that I will have an early detection of cancer has the potential to save lives as per this study or this journal. Have saved this many percentage of that works out to be 500,000 people could have been saved globally. This is the only way you can present it to the judge. There is no other way.
Okay, sir. Next question by Siddharth. When it comes to dividing up the tasks in a hackathon, how do you think we should organize ourselves?
So I told that is the budgeting of the time, that is there, right? In terms of the budgeting of the time is the most important thing. You have a 24-hour hackathon. You minus all your bio breaks, you minus the inaugural, the other ceremonies, you minus the judging time, you minus all the socials. You have, say, out of 24 hours, you are left with, say, 10 hours. I'm just giving a ballpark figure, okay? Or maybe you're left with maybe 40, 80. Okay, you're left with 16 hours. 8 hours you need for bio breaks and functions and all those things and stuff like that. Out of the 16 hours, you should know what you are supposed to do, what each person is supposed to do. You are working on this module, that module, this module, and these things you cannot decide over there. You should decide this before you leave for the hackathon. So you know exactly that the target is there. Now somebody may or may not be able to attain the target. That is a different thing. So there is a sensor module that needs to be interfaced. That was given to X. But X, you have 16 hours to do it. But sometimes you may not finish it in 16 hours. That's a different thing. So you have to know, in computer, in data structures, we say, divide and conquer. What is divide and conquer? You have to know how to divide and conquer. That's the only way to organize yourselves. And here you can do reconfiguration. So somebody is assigned module 1, you have 16 hours to do. 16 hours you completed it in 8 hours. The remaining 8 hours you can share somebody else's load, because see, computer coding is something that will challenge you. It's not a easy thing. When you start coding, only you understand the complexities and the nuances. It will challenge you more and more. So only when you dive in, you will understand. So you have to budget the time ahead of schedule. That is the only way you can organize. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for addressing the questions so patiently and sharing your expert
I think
insight.
there are more questions now. Just check.
Okay. Oh, okay. Why can we avoid?
Not planning is the most common mistake. Just go there and it's very rare that you succeed. You go into a chaos. If you do well, planning well ahead of schedule, you know exactly what each person is supposed to do. You have budgeted the time, every month, every minute, every second. most of the problem is there. Most common mistakes, the one is not a lack of planning. You go there and see that, expect a miracle to happen. That is never going to happen. Today's world, I don't see any miracle happening. Very rarely miracles happen. So you can't go there unprepared and win a hackathon. It's not going to happen. Second thing is that when you are dealing with the judges, most mistakes is that they know many students don't understand. They jump the gun. They don't listen. And judge will say, the evaluator or the judge or the assessor will say something, you don't listen, and you jump the gun, and then you rub the person the wrong way. And then these are small things that you should avoid. Listen to what they are saying, and when they give a suggestion, note it down. Be honest about it. Don't say that I know everything. That is not going to help you. Second thing is, next time the judge comes, you have to do incrementally. Say, I told you in the presentation also. First time the judge gave, save a suggestion. Next time the judge is coming, you say, I have done this, I have not completed. Be honest about it. Honesty is very important. That is very, very, bluffing and all will never get you. I see a lot of people bluffing. And bluffing, somebody bluffs, immediately your number is zero, and then you'll never win. That kind of thing is common mistakes that I have seen.
Next question. Isha Patel and Hirish have similar question. So, is a guide required in every hackathon, sir? And if it is required, how to approach the right guide mentor and how should we present our ideas to them?
It's very difficult to answer that question. I mean, I don't know. I have seen students coming back and back. Maybe I'm doing something good. I don't know. I feel, as a mentor, what I can offer to the table is that, I may not be an industry person, but real world experience dealing with people, going through all type of complexities. Probably mentors have more experience because they're probably older than these students, perhaps older than the students. So I have been able to add value. There have been probably cases where some have not added value. And it's been I always say, I learn from my students. I gave a TEDx talk last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, last year, on innovation and pop culture. So the TEDx is on my YouTube channel also. So this, about how see, hackathons have been. It's a win-win. If you ask me, it's a win-win for me, in the sense that I am also learning as a mentor, as a guide, I am also learning so many new things. Right? It's an equally rewarding experience for me. And in terms of money also, when you win a hackathon, you get a percentage of it. It's a great thing also, right? You spend money, you work hard for things. I have also learned from my students. I told in the TEDx talk, I'm here. My claim to fame is because of my students. That's what I started my presentation.
And now we will take the last question by Vedant. Any open source frameworks for rapid prototyping of hackathon ideas?
There are some design thinking tools and all are there, but see, I am rapid prototyping tools are there, design thinking tools are there, but see, ideation, there are very good tools for problem ideation. I don't recall the names and all, but there are very good tools that you can use for all steps now, because today design thinking has become very big. People are very much into design thinking. So there are tools for empathizing, mind map, problem statement, problem definition, problem statement. There are so many tools. I don't recall exactly which one we have used in the past. I don't remember which are tools, but there are tools for all of these things. Open source frameworks are there, tools are there, rapid prototyping tools are there, especially for hardware and all. Don't recall, but they are helpful. But you should also check the rules of the hackathon. The rules of the hackathon will very specifically say that you can't use this, you can't use this, you can't use chat GPT beyond this percentage and all that stuff. Please check before you use these tools.
Uh, Thank you, sir, for addressing the questions so patiently and sharing your expert insights. On behalf of RAIT ACM, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Dr. Prashant R. Nair, sir, for taking out time and guiding us through such a valuable session. The session was truly knowledge packed, especially as many students often feel apprehensive about participating in hackathons. Thanks to your expert advice and encouragement, this session has surely helped many of them overcome those fears and approach hackathons with a renewed sense of excitement and readiness. A sincere thank you to our principal, Dr. Mukeshji Patil sir, for his constant support, and to Dr. Sangeeta Chaudhary ma'am and Dr. Pallavi Chauhan ma'am for being the pillars of encouragement for all our initiatives. And last but not least, a big thank you to all students and participants for your enthusiastic participation. If you missed any part of the session or want to revisit some points, don't worry. We will be sharing the YouTube link soon so you can catch up on everything you might have missed. We will also be posting some information about upcoming hackathons here. So keep an eye out for all those if you're interested in getting involved. Also, if you have any feedback or suggestions on how we can improve these sessions, please let us know. We're always looking for ways to make these events better for everyone. Till then, stay curious, stay inspired. Thank you, and have a wonderful day ahead.
I have also shared my links, my email ID and YouTube, Prashant R Nair, Prashant space R space Nair Nair. You'll get me on all these platforms also. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. All the best. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.